I used to be overweight. Then I changed my life and got into great shape. Now I've gotten off track again. I'm Nathan Howell. Join me on my quest to become REFIT. This is episode 2 of REFIT. I actually started this a few weeks after I had already started my diet and workout. So here's my progress pics and weight. Before I get into exactly my diet and workout routine, I wanted to touch on why are we fat? What makes us fat in the first place? How did we get here? How did we get out of shape? I've been doing a lot of reading on the subject, and until the last 40 years, obesity and diabetes were virtually unheard of, like extremely rare. Now we even have little kids that are overweight and have type 2 diabetes. We have to ask ourselves: are we all just lazy gluttons that just feed ourselves constantly all this garbage and sit on the couch and do nothing, or is there more to it than just that? After wading through a lot of scientific jargon in quite a few books that I've read, 2 different culprits turned up as the villains in this case, after boiling it down to the simplest terms. Based on some flawed research, a link was made between fat and heart disease. So in response to that, the government created the food pyramid that put carbs, or healthy whole grains, on the bottom, and protein and fats higher up, so that you would eat less of that and more of these whole grains because they didn't have fat, right? Along with that, around the same time, big food companies replaced the fat with hidden sugars and carbs, and this kicked off the low-fat craze, where fat was the enemy and everything's light, low-fat. Then at that point, even people that were trying to be health conscious and watch what they ate and still exercise were eating way too many carbs, especially those from processed grains. And as we know, carbs turn into sugar in your system, and when you eat too many carbs, your body can't process it all. It wants to, instead of using it all as energy, it tries to store it as fat. Also, there are trans fats, which are put in a processed food to stop it from going bad on the shelf. Your body, because they're synthetic, your body can't process it. Along with that, the switch from real sugar to high fructose corn syrup, which is much sweeter and much cheaper than sugar, also played a big part. Most people don't even think about what they're drinking as if it can make you fat, and that's where a lot of these extra calories are coming from. I mean, you have one can of pop, it has all the sugar in it, and you're eating what you think is a healthy meal, and you're having this can of pop, and you're getting all this extra sugar and all these extra carbs in there. Even fruit juices and sport drinks, stuff like that. So all this stuff gets you fat, and it overwhelms your metabolism to the point where you can become insulin resistant. And as you know, insulin is a hormone secreted by your pancreas that helps take the sugar that you have and distribute it to your muscles and break it down and use the nutrients for energy. When you become insulin resistant, your body still makes the insulin, but it doesn't use it as effectively. So the sugar builds up in your bloodstream, leading to being overweight and possibly type 2 diabetes. The point of all that is that to lose weight, there are some foods that you should absolutely avoid as much as possible. Processed grains and sugar, stuff like bread, pasta, cereal. I mean, even the cereal that looks like it's health cereal. I mean, if you look at what's in that and what's in a donut, they're not very different. Even the wheat products that say they're enriched or whole wheat. I mean, so much of what's good about wheat and grains has been processed out of it to make it easier and cheaper. So it's really not that good for you. Also, pop, like I said, fruit juice candy, most chocolate, maybe really dark chocolate's okay, like 80-85% and up. This is junk food in general, stuff with a lot of sugar in it. And that's why I think that just cutting down doesn't help, because you might lose some weight in the short term, but it always comes back, because at this point we've become addicted to food, and it's not an accident. You eat the food, you feel great, and then you get this crash and you're hungry again. I mean, just look at MSG. It's designed to make you feel hungry. At this point, you're probably thinking, what the hell am I supposed to eat then? The answer is a diet high in protein, fat, healthy fats, low in carbs, especially from grains, right? Maybe you're going to have some sweet potatoes, that kind of thing. We'll eat lots of vegetables, salads, fruit, nuts. You might feel weird at first not having carbs. It's definitely an adjustment. And like I said, they won't be gone forever. But when you eat whole foods that fill you up, you don't get that crash. You feel smoother. You don't feel hungry as much. It's still a sacrifice to give up eating the comfort foods that you crave, that you enjoy all the time. And like I said in the last video, you don't necessarily have to give them up all the time, but you'll earn them. You'll have a treat. You'll have a cheat meal. You'll have a treat here and there. To give yourself for doing a job well done through the week. You just you have to ask yourself, how badly do you want to make this change? How much is it worth it to eat that food and be sick and to not look the way you want to look, or to sacrifice a little bit and make a change for the better in yourself. Okay, so that's a brief history on how we got overweight as a society, and how the odds are stacked against us in pursuing a more fit and healthy lifestyle. Next time around, I'm going to get into specifics about measuring your body fat, making a custom diet for yourself. So we'll see you then.